A Jack Daniels swilling, pizza eating, dog hating, whore using, cocaine abusing, hairy back, big belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang.
Hey, we're back. It's a Wednesday. Artie Quitter. I got the TV on. A lot going on in the news. A lot. I got the Allstate commercial on. This Allstate commercial is the one with Dennis Haysbert, big black guy. You know him from a ton of shit. He's the president in 24, which, you know, it was a real artistic stretch when the show started, and now it's just like real life. They were the first. The show 24 was the first to say yes. An African-American could be in the White House, but he was a very dark skin. No half white. You know what I mean? Oh, but people forget, Obama is half white. And you talk to some racist state, that's an in for them. They're like, that's the half I voted for. The white half. Shit. So you got these Alabama, it's a primary down there now. But it's insane what Trump has done to this. It's insane. It's theater. It's the greatest theater in the world. And all these players, it's like a bunch of assholes in one of those houses on a reality TV show. They're all in the house. And Trump is Trump's the Amoroso. The phoniness, though. Oh, by the way, there's a second Mario Lopez toenail fungus commercial. It's on right now, and he fucking mails it in, man. Yeah, in the first toenail fungus commercial, Lopez goes, "Whoa, toenail fungus!" Then he gets the campaign. He solidly gets the campaign, and he fucking does the worst thing an actor can do. Look at him. Rule 1, he breaks. Now he mails it in. Now he's got you. You got to use Mario. M-Lo. I call him M-Lo. M on the down low. That's what I call him. Now he goes like this. Literally, he goes like this. Wow, whoa, toenail fungus. Jesus, is this the same guy? Come on, Mario. What the fuck? What's Juby's writing a check for a lot of money, I bet. We're talking upper six figures. Hey, don't get me wrong. He fucking earns it in that first one. Earns it. Nobody could have done it better. Nobody. Brando, De Niro, nobody.
Maybe he wants to trademark it like Michael Buffer.
Yeah, well, listen. Well, Juby, I'm sure, owns it. Whoa, toenail fungus. And again, remember how hard this is. He thinks it could be George fucking Clooney. He thinks it could be a human being, first of all. And not just a human being, one of the nicest looking human beings on the planet. Movie star. And not only is it not Brad Pitt, it's toenail fungus, but he says toenail fungus, so people are misled. It's not a toe. At the beginning, it's not a toe that has toenail fungus. It's toenail fungus. Do you understand the difference? It's just a yellow blob that gets out of the limo. And on its arm is an incredibly hot supermodel. Has her arm around yellowy toenail fungus. And he has to sell that he thought it was going to be Brad Pitt. He thought it was going to be the guy who fucked Angelina Jolie so hard in Kenya that coyotes woke up. He thought it was going to be that guy. That's my favorite. Can you imagine Jennifer Aniston reading that shit? Going through a breakup. You hate this broad. And then you read the fucking tabloid. Because when that happens, they break up. You're like, maybe they're not fucking yet. Maybe they're waiting, and then they'll find they're not compatible, and they won't have sex, and it'll end up like a Jodie Foster romantic comedy or something. Unbelievable is what I'm saying.
Well, didn't she listen in on their phone calls though? That was the deal, wasn't it?
I don't go to the gay meetings. I'm talking about like what was Dan knows every detail.
It's in the news.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, what paper is that in? We don't have to get that specific with it. The big part was they like animals woke up in Kenya. They were in a tent. He was fucking that bitch so hard. She's crazy. Fucking love her. Those big fucking lips. Those crazy eyes. She's got crazy fucking eyes, man. And she wants to save the world too. You're right. The bullshit you have to listen to. You fuck her, and then she immediately gets out her fucking daily planner. Okay, that was great. But listen, the helicopter's landing tomorrow. After the shoot, I've got ADR work on the romantic comedy I did with Gerard Butler. And by the way, Gerard Butler, very touchy-feely. Just if you see him, just please. Or if you can make a call for me, that'd be great, Brett. I can't deal with it because we have a whole thing of press to go through. We had a fling in the beginning, and come on, move on, Gerard. So after that, I'm flying to Somalia. I'm going to watch the Pope bless 2 midgets. And then, these townspeople think one of the midgets is God. So the Pope is going to touch the midget, and I'm going to talk about the mistreatment of midgets in the Middle East. I'm going to have a whole speech that I'm preparing for that. And then me and the Pope have a couple of photo ops, and I leave there. Me and the Pope are going on a private jet to pick up his $4 million shoes that he keeps in a special shoe cleaning place in Sweden. It costs $400,000 to clean each shoe. And then he's going to make a speech about how we have to fight hunger. After he spends $800,000 on cleaning $4 million shoes. We'll take a private jet and he'll speak in Somalia about how we have to give money. Even a quarter a day would help. And for that day, according to my math, he's about $8 million in the hole to be the Pope. Fight hunger. Yeah, that's the most disgusting thing. You're slurping. Oh, God. I'm talking about the Pope. Listen to you. Go away from the mic.
I did go. I pulled back. I didn't think you could hear it.
God. I hear everything. I heard them fucking in Kenya. I was in LA at the time. Yeah. What's that? All right, now all right, Brad. Now listen. So I might be able to. I have 14 minutes in Paris on Thursday. I could give you between 1:14 and 1:28 p.m. in Paris before I have to leave. Can we do something? We have to see each other. We never see each other. Now I'm flying to Australia. I'm holding a photo op of me holding a picket sign and a child torture ring that's making them sew shirts for the Kardashians. I have that. I'm actually free on Sunday. Oh, no. I'm saying Mass with Bishop Tutu's son. Then I agreed to direct a documentary about Idi Amin where it shows a different side of him. The only side you see of him is the side that, tortured and sometimes cannibalizes children and subjects and mistreated animals and engaged in bestiality and rape and stuff like that. There's that side of him, sure. This shows a different side of him. This is the peaceful Idi Amin. The Idi Amin I knew. And I knew him. Then on Friday, Brad, I'm going to, I'll be in Beverly Hills. I'm going to stop by the set of Mission Impossible 4 to call my father an asshole. I'm going to steal all of his scarves from his trailer. Hey, Dad, guess who's here? The daughter you ignored for years. Now I'm famous. Where are your scarves? I don't know. Maybe I'm using them as swaddling clothing for my child. Then I'm going to go to Somalia and pick out another kid. We need we need an Asian. I told you this. The photographer said we need an Asian. The African-American kid is also kind of acting up a little bit. I have you see where it says there, black kid / Ritalin? Yeah. No. That's a discussion we have to have. Private. Don't let your assistant see that. Don't let the servant see that. And don't fuck any of the native women. Don't pull a Brando for me over here. So a big issue going on in the world today is a very, very, very interesting case. The terrorist who shot up San Bernardino killed 14 Americans. San Bernardino police that day, I've said it before, became our United States Army. And they did a great job. But 14 Americans died. And if you looked at the Gulf War, man, either one of them, 5 Americans dying, it's a bad day. That was a shit day. 14 died in this. So, major, major attack in San Bernardino. And clearly terrorism, Muslim terrorism, without question. And the FBI, for the last few weeks, has had the phone of one of the terrorists. They know for a fact it's one of their phones. And they know for a fact they were communicating with a bunch of different people in this network of people who's, were trying to bring jihad to America. Jihad doesn't mean, cigarettes. War. Holy war. And by holy war, it's kind of a lopsided war. Holy war for them means they put a bomb on in an Exxon station that blows up. That's their war. Cowards. Donald Trump, of course, is fighting. So, and I like Trump, don't get me wrong, but his stance where if he was in that cafe and had a gun in Paris, it would have been better. Donald Trump actually said this. This is where some gun people have to. And I'm not anti-gun either. I don't have any stance. I'm treating this situation individually. And to think that if you were in that cafe flirting with a woman after 4 Chardonnays, talking about, I don't fucking know, Notting Hill, and 15 terrorists walk in ninja garb, and they're in the mode of not Chardonnay mode, light conversation mode. They're killing mode with AK-47s, the most efficient equipment ever, to bulletproof vests. Trump seems to think if he was in that cafe with a 9mm strapped to his ankle, he would have won. If I'm in that situation and I know Trump's in there with a gun, I do not feel more comfortable. I'm sorry. But Trump actually said, talking about, defending the gun stuff, he goes, you can probably look this up. He goes, I'm telling you what, if those people were allowed to carry, the patrons of that cafe, and they were allowed to carry, believe me, there were bullets flying in all different directions. What? Yeah, exactly. He said there would have been bullets going in both directions. So what you're saying is, yeah, if what you're fighting for had been the case, a bunch of people with half a gallon of wine in them, with no military or fighting experience at all, somehow get their gun off their person before they're shot in the head. A bunch of French drunken pussies are shooting with a bunch of murderous, jihadi, radicalized Islamic terrorists. If you're a cop in France and you get that call, you get your affairs in order. Monsieur, yes, are you done arresting Artie Lang? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Are you done arresting the fat, shirtless man who's singing Bruce Springsteen? Yeah. Put him in the psych ward, the drunk ward, and get over here. Now, the call would be, yeah, head over to Measure Suckcock Cafe, whatever the fuck it is. 15 patrons in the cafe have, apparently they have blood alcohol levels of 4.2. They're all discussing The Sun Also Rises and the Movable Feast and how Hemingway wrote about Paris in the 20s. They're in that mode. They're in kill mode. They're shooting back and forth with a bunch of radicalized, violent jihadi terrorists. Can you put a rush on that? Everyone has guns, and they're going in both directions. I'm saying it turns out worse. I'm all for guns. Give the right people the guns. You know? Now, I'm not, here's what I'm for. Maybe a security guard in those places. I mean, how are you going to, you're living in fear at that point. I mean, you pay for that, but some sort of permanent security that taxpayers pay for, I guess, I don't know, in places like that, that are, might, look, France is especially Paris is a terrorist target. If there's some sort of security in there, I'm all for that guy. Literally, give him a tank with a bazooka on it. Okay? Give him the fucking bomb for the Enola Gray. I don't give a shit. Take these motherfuckers out. It's not sympathy. I want those fuckheads dead. Deader than you can possibly imagine. Worse than you. I'd like them to suffer before they die. Absolutely. Right before they die. I'd like them to maybe, I don't know, watch an entire promo for Blue Bloods on CBS. Which still has my bet for best commercial. My choice for best commercial on the Super Bowl is by far the 4 Blue Bloods promos with Tom Selleck. Coming up, by the way, a very special Blue Bloods, where Donnie Wahlberg finds out that his fiancée is racist. Can the guys deal with racism? I don't know, new Blue Bloods. And that's when Tom Selleck finds out it's not racism. It's racism's ugly cousin, homophobia. On a special Blue Bloods. Then on all new Blue Balls, Mike Boschetti stars on Blue Balls. In this episode, the 53rd straight year Boschetti doesn't get laid. After he doesn't get laid, he eats raviolis and leaves the dishes and silverware under his bed. The gravy hardens. And eventually his mother, when she gets up the mood and isn't suicidal for 3 seconds, goes upstairs and gets the dishes. 9 days worth. While Mike is periscoping in the corner of the room. I don't all new Blue Balls. Starring Mike Boschetti. Then on an all new Falato Gelato. Falato says, fuck it. I don't care what the rules say in the condominium. I'm bringing the Brussels Greyhounds home. It's a dog eat dog Thursday on CBS, followed by local news. Look at how hot this fucking chick is. There's an air freshener commercial. Look at how hot the chick is on the air freshener commercial. Oh, wait. Peel and Stick. Everbright. I don't know what it is. Look at her.
Whoa.
Look at how whoa! Hot chick on the fucking commercial. Look at how fucking... Get out of this fucking asshole. Now there's some dude. What are you? You're not her husband, asswipe. And who's this fucking gutter snipe ugly bitch? Her, that's my baby. What the fuck? There's an old guy. Heavy gray. What is this? Forever Bright, right? Super bright bulbs. Oh, man. Did you see her?
Yes. You got the curved TV, so I can see it even at the side.
She looked like a modern day Farrah Fawcett. Like a... Oh, my God. Homophobia. I'm sorry to go off on that tangent. So, again, there's a lot going on here. So the point is that these terrorists, the FBI has one of the San Bernardino's terrorists. One of their terrorists that were in the San Bernardino attack, the FBI has their phone. One of their phones. Again, a major piece of evidence in this whole thing because they know they were talking to people. They know this is definitely either the guy or girl's phone or both of them are using it. And they know the FBI knows for sure there's got to be information on there about that could, lead them indirectly or directly to the next possible terrorist attack so they can prevent it. That's how severe this situation is. Literally, it could be something cryptic or indirectly a clue, or it could be like, a text from one of their terrorist friends. Listen, can we get you Starbucks order? Because we're going to blow up the strip mall on 3rd Street and Garden, and there's a Starbucks on the way there. Aknod stopping in, and get your and try to do it after you put your suicide vest on because you don't want to be bloated. And again, we're blowing up the strip mall at 3rd and Garden Monday at 2 p.m. It could say something like it could be that specific. Who knows? So the FBI can't get in it. It's an iPhone, smartphone. It's an iPhone 5. It's either an S6 or an S5 or a 5S5. What the fuck they rip you off for? All right, so they have the iPhone now. So they go to Apple. The FBI goes to Apple with something this serious, with a lot of stake. It says the head of Apple, Tim Cook. They say, listen, we need your guys to try to decode this. He goes, there's no way to do it. They go back and forth. They figure out that he has to. What they need Tim Cook to do is go to his people at Apple. They need to recreate like a whole new operating system, so they can create a whole new way to hack into that operating system. In other words, create a system that they know they can hack into because they're the ones creating it. So they figure out a way to hack into it while they're creating it, and then just hack into it. They call it using the back door. They create a back door. Okay, the term back door will come into play with what we're talking about. Apparently nobody else is pointing this out. The Artie Quitter podcast will. So all over the news, people are saying the FBI wants Tim Cook to create a new backdoor. I just saw Hannity was talking about very quickly a backdoor, Tim Cook backdoor. Now Tim Cook, by the way, is saying no. I got such respect for this guy. He's holding to his principles. He's going, no, I am. I'm of the political opinion that this is ridiculous. It's against the Constitution. If we do this, then it's open to be hacked by a lot of different people. If we can hack it, then anybody can hack it who gets in contact with it. And it could be, FBI employees, secretary, who the fuck knows who has it? He goes, there's a lot of people out there. If it's just military people, those people can go bad too. He's like, well, it could. So listen to the argument. The argument is they both want to prevent the same thing. Listen to this. And what they are arguing against and for could cause the same thing. So it's an insane argument. In other words, he's saying that, look, if we create this and hack into this for you, anybody could possibly hack into it if we do. And there's a lot of people who can, believe me, a lot of smart people out there. And I don't know where they are. Again, I talked about the people I went to high school with. Mike, I just don't know anybody who could have. I'm surprised those people don't work the phone. Forget about inventing stuff. Who's inventing this stuff? Where's this species of people? I don't know anybody. Even at my high school, forget it. Even the smart kids. Most of them, I'm surprised, can make a phone call on it. Every time, if I see someone I went to high school with in a Japanese restaurant, they're using chopsticks. I'm like, how did you learn how to use chopsticks? What year did you learn how to use chopsticks? I still use a fork. Very embarrassing. Yeah, so it's so in other words, they say that people are out there who can hack this new system. And what could happen? They could get into it, and it could cause what? A big terrorist attack. That's what we don't want to have happen. The FBI is saying if you don't give this to us, we can't prevent a big terrorist attack. So now the question becomes, your privacy, your civil liberty, Constitution, blah, 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 blah. Is that, okay, but look at it individually. Is that, even if you're for defending that, and I kind of am, I'm sort of pro that guy Ed Snowden. I really am. I mean, the documentary Citizen Forum obviously is from his point of view. It's made by people who are very much biased. Don't get me wrong, but I think it makes an excellent point for Snowden and what he did. But there's big negatives to what he did too, and I understand those. So ultimately, I think I'd be for, protecting that security. What Tim Cook is saying, but now throw that out. Look at it in an individual form. Look at it in just the context of this case. Do you throw away those feelings to make sure this case is solved and taken care of? Interesting question when you're being told on the other side, if you give it what the FBI wants, that could also cause a big terrorist attack. That's what I'm saying. You don't understand. I'm arguing for the same thing you're arguing for, to prevent something. But here's the issue. When this is where you get into liberal and Democrat. Liberal and Republican, right wing, and the basic difference between the two. Tim Cook, obviously, left wing guy. He's not talking about. Obviously, I'm sure he cares that there's not another terrorist attack, but what he's talking about is just people in general. He doesn't want the government to know, what you order on Amazon. And look, think about it. Say you're Dan and you're trying to put off this heterosexuality, and they see that you text to somebody that you like the film Notting Hill, and they leak it on Reddit. The other day, I was texting someone who, is involved with someone. She might be married, and she's waiting for that marriage to end. And, of course, she's into the art man. And I texted the following. Would you want this to be out there? I don't know. I texted the following. I said, sweetie, I'll wait if you want me to. But when I look at you, I think of one word. I won't say the whole word. I won't be that gross. What I'll do is I'll give you the first 2 letters of the word. The first letter is P, and the second letter is ussy. Blend it out. First name P. First letter P, second letter ussy.
Decode that, FBI.
Exactly. And I'm first letter P, second letter ussy, third letter whipped. I got to tell you something. These people who can decode this stuff, I can't. I've never come close to doing one side of the Rubik's Cube. Not even close. One time, I was reading the New York Times, the art section, on the train going to New York, and there was a really hot chick. She was looking up at me, and I noticed she was looking at me reading the New York Times. I was trying to impress her, so I had a pen on me, and I said, I'm going to go to the crossword puzzle, and I'm going to pretend I'm doing the crossword. I was making sure she couldn't see it. I would pretend to write stuff. I would scroll with a pen, and she's looking at me do the New York Times crossword puzzle in pen, and she's like, wow, he's smart. So I'm doing it, and I'm for a second, I'm getting frustrated. I'm really trying to do it. And all I got was one fucking clue. Oh. And then my stop came up, and I was in a rush. I had to grab my shit, and I ran out and left the paper there, and she was there. Oh. And I realized that if she had gotten up and looked at the paper and said, oh, let's see how he did on the crossword puzzle, she would have seen an entire blank page except for one clue. That clue being, here's what I got. Flintstone's pet. True story. An entire, after about a half an hour, an entire blank crossword puzzle for the New York Times. And right in the middle it said Dino.
Thank you for saying that, because I didn't know what the pet's name was.
Yeah, my God. Did you not? Really?
No. God. We were not allowed to watch television when we were kids.
What a fag. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Stop, I got to take a leak. We're back. I took a couple of minutes to make my bladder gladder. I'm back here on the altar at 23 minutes on the high side of 9 o'clock. That, of course, was the classic sketch, Funeral DJ, Artie Lang, Mad TV, circa 96. Now, I'm watching again Fox News, and so far this episode of Hannity, 3 catheters, 3 catheter commercials, and 4 different types of insulin. And then the black woman who's down with Crestor, and then dances very, very stereotypical black. I don't know, it's very racist. Very racist. I don't know how they get away with this. Congratulations, you are down with Crestor. Hey, baby, you're down with Crestor, baby. That's what it looks like. What the fuck? We're the Black Lives Matter people. By the way, I was talking to some people from online today from Black Lives Matter, and nothing political. Again, I was just trying to see about getting my wallet back. Now, look. You tell me more practical. First of all, you laugh at me. It worked. One of the kids' cousins knew a guy. And I'm picking it up tomorrow. The cash is gone, but the credit card's not. That's, of course, a joke for you people under 30. You can look up the word joke on Google. We used to make them. Adult comedians used to be allowed to make them. Most adults, too. They're called jokes. Apparently something crawled up Dan's ass and died as well. You uptight about that joke?
No, I was
Well, you look very uptight.
making sure that I have everything plugged in for you.
You got the ooh. You gave that ooh thing. I hate that.
I was kidding. Come on.
I hate that ooh thing. Well, good one. Well, way to use it there. Instead of laughing, I did the joke about the ooh thing. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the attaboy. Ted Cruz's hair has not moved the entire campaign. It's the same exact angle where the part is. It almost looks painted on. He looks like a minor bird. He's so fucking rehearsed with the hands move at the 90-degree angle. Ugh. Terrible. Loosen up a little, buddy. Come on. Start a limbo contest. Go to the hotel lobby. And, I love when in the afternoon when he talks, like at the town halls, it's casual Ted Cruz. It's casual Ted Cruz. And he whatever retarded question these retarded people in South Carolina ask him, he says great question. He'd be like, "Excuse me, Mr. Cruz. On the way up here, we was noticing that your last name rhymes with lose. Now, you worried about that? That's kind of bad karma, like Cruz and lose. Have you ever noticed that?" He cut to him, and he very serious. He goes, "Jebediah, excellent question. And I thank you for your service as a pastor." Jebediah, I don't know if you saw the bill I worked on last year with 3 different people and fought Chuck Schumer over it. To get people like yourself full rights in this world, people with IQs of 71. As you know, you're legally retarded at 70, but people at 71, let's face it, are retarded. And ask questions like you just asked, pointing out that my name rhymes with lose. You don't get any of the benefits a retard gets. I'm going to work to get you those benefits. If you have an IQ of 71, when I am president, you will have the same rights and the same benefits and the same sympathy from people that a full-blown retard gets. Thank you, Mr. Cruz. I have a follow-up question. Go ahead. Go right. Can we get him? No, we have to. Okay, we're fine. One more question. Do you like eggs? Okay, let's get him. By the way, a great question. The answer is yes. If they're South Carolina eggs. Oh, my God. The black people in the back of Bernie Sanders. Oh, these poor kids. Oh, they look like those black. Oh, the cool black kids must fucking. Oh, the abuse they must get, and they look so happy because they finally found a purpose. And like the kind of black kids who wear, like teenage black guys who wear, a sleeveless sweater and a bow tie. You know what I'm talking about. They're not exactly hitting a triple double every week. They're back of the fucking Bernie Sanders thing. Oh, it's so. I mean, the white people, you're used to them being goofy. They're so goofy. Yay, we're part of the revolution. Get on board. Get on board. We're following a guy whose arteries are made of concrete already. We're following a guy who's going to be late for his first State of the Union because he can't find his teeth. Get on board. It's a youth movement. Well, there's a chubby, if you look over the right-hand shoulder of I think I figured out something. I think it's bullshit. I think the same chubby black kid is at Hillary Clinton rallies and Sanders rallies as filler. I'm not sure. He's definitely at Sanders rallies. By the way, these suits don't fit Sam Jackson properly in these Quicksilver Capital One commercials. He wears a 3-piece suit, and you see all of Sam Jackson. You rarely see all of. He's like crooked. He's a crooked guy. He's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah, like like he's cool when you just see the Quentin Tarantino half shot when he's reciting the Bible and shooting a kid in the face, shooting Frank Whaley in the face. God, he's good in that movie. But when you see the whole thing, he's odd looking. All right, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm saying that there's right over the right shoulder of Bernie Sanders when he gives these speeches at the rally, when it looks like your grandfather at the 20th anniversary of his retirement speech. Right over his right shoulder, there is a nerdy, chubby black kid, and it looks like even the white kids goof on him. Oh. If you're a black kid and the white kids goof on you, you cannot go back to the black community and expect to be accepted. And he's got a poster that says Sanders Revolution, where the fuck it is, get on board. So he's gonna. By the way, when he goes, he's gonna have a prostate of the Union address. Bernie Sanders is going to give you an update on his prostate of the Union.
Have you seen Mrs. Sanders?
I'm going to ignore that question. I have, yeah.
Okay.
Put it this way: I saw her and I saw Marion Rivera's wife. Her and Mrs. Rivera. Yeah, she's younger. You got a young piece of ass, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. She's younger. Well, first of all, there's not many breathing things older than Bernie Sanders. Let me get to this point. Over my right shoulder, there is a chubby black kid. Very nerdy. He agreed to be on board here. Or so I was told. As you know, I'm running an honest campaign. I was told then that he was paid to be here as a filler. And cheer no matter what I said. I'm against that. Now I see another black kid over my left shoulder. I do not know if he's for real or not. If he is not, heads will roll in the Sanders campaign. Yeah, so these kids in the back, just look at the kids in the back of the Sanders, the Revolution kids. Jesus Christ. Gloria Steinem said the girls go there because that's where the boys are, really? If those are the boys, point me over to Trump land. So, Apple and the phone. Now, so what is the answer? Should Tim Cook, first of all, whether you agree with Tim Cook or not, you got to give the guy credit for having the balls to stand up to the FBI. Nobody does that. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. Also gives you a minor look at how big and powerful a company Apple is. How many fucking corporations on the planet Earth would tell the American FBI, fuck you. We ain't doing it. That is a powerful company. Donald Trump very rhetorically said, who does Apple think they are? Well, guess what? You can answer that question. Apple. That's who they think they are. They think they're Apple. And if they think this is a fucking the high hat that they're getting from this guy, what if Steve Jobs are still alive? Imagine getting a lecture from that jerk off. But here's the difference. I think this guy Cook has more integrity than Jobs. Jobs was very much about the celebrity. I think he would have, just to go to FBI cocktail parties, would have said, fine, we'll do it. Because that's the thing. You want to be friends with the FBI. They can't arrest you for this, but I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe they switch shit up. They can do it. Or something happens. Something happens. Your nephew, who's fourth in the country in javelin throwing in the Junior Olympics, accidentally gets a javelin in the neck from an odd-looking kid you've never seen before, threw the javelin on the other team who's wearing a black suit and wearing black sunglasses. The FBI, man. God bless you, Tim Cook. Here's the other theory. Some of you may or may not know this, and this is where the world, I guess, has gotten way more mature. With political correctness has come maturity, and I notice this when I do stand-up every, I do stand-up. I did 6 sets at the Comedy Cellar in the last few nights, and I always have a blast, don't get me wrong. Still the greatest club, and still the greatest crowds, but these young kids who are in their 20s, early 30s, the Millennial Falcons, as they call them, they still are not prepared for what they're about to see from someone in my generation. I just grew up joking about stuff that they don't think is stuff you're allowed to joke about. So they get very uptight. And even if they think something's funny, they force themselves not to laugh. And then this is the worst thing they do. This one broad, 23-year-old girl, she would say, now that's funny.
Oh, God.
Instead of laughing. And I got to go, listen, honey, could you just laugh? I know you didn't go to stand-up comedy school, but neither did I, but it's part of the show. I expect the laughter. Now that's funny. And, you kind of sound surprised, too. Let's not have that. No, people are more mature. I don't know. Again, in the 80s, could a major guy on a major news show get away with this if he's talking about a gay man? And again, I'm not homophobic. I'm not gay. Unless the word, again, I'm only homophobic, and I point this out. If the meaning, I just want to get the meaning of the word homophobic. If the word homophobic means I'm afraid of getting fucked in the ass, yeah, I am homophobic. Again, it might be my biggest fear. I'm going to go with, yeah, it is my biggest fear, getting fucked in the ass. But if it means, disliking gay people or discriminating against them, no. Believe me, I do not. As I pointed out, you got to be born that way. Look at me and look at Richard Simmons. You don't think you're born different? Hello, Frisco. I mean, who puts their shorts on that high? Unless you're Dan. Now, we caught Dan with his pants. I mean, insanely high. He had an excuse, but so you saw his yellow skin and his yellow feet. Terrible.
Fucking Bob Levy came early. Yeah. I was getting in the shower.
Your partner came early?
No.
Is that what happened? Is that what you said? Tim Cook, the head of Apple, is a gay man, proud gay man, out of the closet. The CEO of the biggest company in the world. He's done an amazing job with it, man. He's taken it to, close to $1 trillion company. I bought it at $950 a share. It's, of course, at $80. So I've been fucked by a gay man. And I am a bottom. I'd say I'm a bottom in that case. Boy, be buying at $950 thinking it's going to go up to, over 1,000 like your Italian uncle tells you. I wish I had a Jewish uncle. My uncle also told me to invest in a water park in Flint, Michigan 2 years ago. How's that for current events? So, Jeb Bush, by the way, at 4%. God, is he a boob? He is a boob. So, he's a proud gay man, and he's done amazing things with that company. Any reason why a gay guy might not want phones to be hacked into more than a straight guy? I'm just saying in general. Now, look, obviously I'm kidding about this. Well, I'm about to do a routine. I'm about to give you young kids a look into what it was like in about 1988. Well, I'm about to do a bit that is something Howard would have gladly done and been amazing and genius at it, would have made him a billionaire. Believe it or not the cat discussions with Gwyneth Paltrow. Which, by the way, he makes as funny as anybody can make it. I mean, the guy is, the guy's a blessed man on the radio. When he talks, he's just very entertaining on the radio, man. We'd start off some mornings and he'd just start talking to me. Boy, that sounds great. He's just blessed by gods. But today he talks about cats and Gwyneth Paltrow and how much he likes Ellen's dance at the beginning of the show. And back then we made fun of gay people. Equal trade-off. But again, it wasn't a hatred game. But I never felt Howard was homophobic. He clearly didn't hate gay. You're goofing on people. If people want equal, equality in this world, it means you get goofed on too. Everybody's got to have a sense of humor. If we lose sense of humor in this world, forget it. If the sense of humor goes, society's not working. So if you're equal to everybody, like gay people, black people, Italian people, white people, it should be. Except for fat people, of course. I'm the only community that doesn't have fucking any. You can say whatever you want about me. Gutter snipes. There's no fat community. You should be able to be goofed on too, and we gladly did partake in this. Eddie Murphy, the biggest comedian of his day, doesn't say the word faggots in a bit. Has the name of a bit is faggots. His first album, Eddie Murphy Comedian, it's hanging up at the comic strip, the Legendary Comedy Club in New York City on the Upper East Side. It says Eddie Murphy Comedian, the first bit, faggots. And, again, that word, I've said this before. I said that word a lot in my early stand-up because that's what I grew up with, and I've changed since then. I'm ashamed of saying it that much. I am. I sort of repented a little bit. I don't mind saying it in stories where it was context. I said it in stories where it needed to be said to make something funnier. But, like in my first DVD, there's a pause in my set, and I take a sip, and two guys in the crowd go to the bathroom, and I say, "Where are you going, faggots?" I take all the blame, but it gets a 4-minute laugh into applause. But again, that was acting like a guy. That's what we did, And but the fact that some gay people like that poor kid, the kid Ryan, what's that kid's name? The kid who was chased and killed who had AIDS. My God, I was like, it's the worst story ever. It's the way, like I think of that kid. Maybe the last word he heard from those fucking apes that were chasing him might have been the word faggot. You think about that, you go, that's not good, man. You don't want that to happen. And you don't want a kid to fucking, because, that word is said in, bullying against him to jump off a fucking bridge. You just don't want that to happen.
Ryan White.
Yeah, Ryan White, yeah. Poor kid. Yeah, you think about that, you go, maybe that word was one of the last words said to him by the fucking devils that were chasing him. So, yeah, whatever. You think about that. I don't want to sound overly sensitive, but yeah, so as you go on, you hear arguments, you get enlightened a little bit. So, in a context, I'll still use it, and I'll gladly use it. I like using words that aggravate people, but you calm down with the sort of the casual way of using it. And it's just it was a different time. But the bit I'm about to do is, now let me explain this to you. No one clearly takes this as a joke. And clearly there's so much not a joke. People are comfortable just saying every time I hear it, I giggle, which means I'm the immature asshole who was born in 1967. I got to get with it. Tim Cook, the CEO for Apple, is a gay guy, and the government is asking him to create a backdoor. And people are just casually saying it on the air. Like, I'm like, aren't you giggling? I think Hannity was saying that now Cook has to create this back door now. Is Cook with back doors? Does Cook have experience with back doors? Like, literally that type of thing. I'm like, oh my God, is this am I being played a trick? What the fuck? At some point, they were interviewing Tim Cook, and I think underneath it said, creating backdoor. And if you think about it, if you're a gay guy, that's what you want to do. Unlike a lot of people like Dan, I do listen to our brothers in the gay community when they speak. I listen to them. I don't ignore them. And one of the things that they are upset about, one of their dreams, anatomy-wise, if they could tell God to change something, is, a place to stick their cock that shit doesn't come out of. I mean, come on. That's the one option you give us, God? Fuck you. To create, in a sense, a new back door. I want to create a new back door where the shit doesn't go in or out, just my cock. And, of course, my cum. Of course, it sounds like Mein Kampf to some people. I'm saying, like with heterosexuals, God gave us a great, sure, piss comes out of a pussy, but who cares? I mean, Dan, a woman doesn't shit out of a pussy, right? No. Oh, of course not. Thank you, Dan. That's a section called Dr. Dan. Ask Dr. Dan. That's our Ask Dr. Dan. Here it is. Me going, shit doesn't come out of a pussy, right? No. That's the whole segment. We're trying to get a sponsor for it. We can't.
Come on, Jublia.
Really? Boy, you hit the Jew in that. Jublia. Oh, we got to get Boschetti to say Jublia, right? We got Boschetti to say, as a southerner, mid-julep, to drink mid-julep. But we told that anti-defamation league people called, and he might get banned from the show because he said Jublia. Artie, I said it in the context of I don't know, Mike. You got to prepare an apology. Artie, I mean, come on. I'm not. I don't hate Jews. He believed it. Let's get him to say Jublia. By the way, as I'm watching Newt Gingrich, has anyone ever seen Newt Gingrich and Barbara Bush in the same room? I'm just saying. It ain't exactly like, a major difference. I'm just saying, if you found out, I'll give you 2 news stories in history and tell me what you think. And one's made up, of course, and the other one's real. Tell me what you think is more believable. Okay, the first story is Bill Clinton, the president at the time, risks the most powerful job in the world, his dream job that he campaigned and worked for years to get, most powerful job on the planet that leads to everything good, nothing bad, and it's just he's a president of the United States. He risked that job for someone who looked like me in a beret to blow him. Monica Lewinsky. Okay. Do you believe that, or do you believe that people find out in an investigation that Newt Gingrich and Barbara Bush are the same person? Easily, you believe the Bush, Newt Gingrich. When I first heard that Clinton risked that job for a blowjob, I said, I can't wait to see this woman. She has got to look like Carmen Electra's hotter sister. And then I saw her, and I said, this guy has a problem. Get him out of the White House.
HBO is running for the next couple of days, all the time, a special relationship, which was Tony Blair's memories of that time. How he stuck up for Clinton and stuff.
Tony Blair, the former prime minister of the United States of England.
It's amazing how a couple of times, Bill has to go to Hillary, because Hillary, it's all lies. Bill said to Hillary, it's all lies, it's all lies, it's all lies. And then there's something I didn't tell you. And then when he's got to really tell her,
right,
it's pretty funny.
We're on the air, right?
Yeah.
Tony Blair, the prime minister of England. That's an interesting thing. You give our audience more credit than I do. You just said that without saying who he was. Do you think most of our audience knows who Tony Blair was? You did explain who he was.
Boy, I never thought about that.
Clearly. It's right. I fixed it.
Thanks, man.
No, I'll tell you. Tony Blair seems like the kind of guy who has that English dry humor. And, he was going, what are you doing? Imagine what the Queen thought. Teddy, this is Clinton fella. He's an odd one, isn't he? I think I could blow him. Arrange that. I'd like to know what it's like to suck a filthy American cock. Could you arrange that, Teddy? I'd like to suck a cock that's not a black servant once.
Oh,
Do you think the Queen of England ever blew her husband? Yeah. You think she does that?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask, if I ever meet her, I'm going to mid-bow, but it's like coughing and ask because you have to bow to her, which, by the way, I might not bow to her. I don't bow to her. I'm an American motherfucker. I don't fucking bow to anybody just because you're a person. Unless, of course, I'm made to when they tell me I have to bow to meet her. It pisses me off when I see people bow.
Yeah, I don't.
Keith Richards didn't. Keith Richards fucking didn't. Jagger got to be, he got knighted. They wanted him to go. Richards said, you're becoming everything we used to fucking rail against. I'm not bowing for that bitch. At the time, he was bowing because of heroin abuse. But he stayed himself.
Bravo.
So could you, thank you. So could you imagine, we didn't ask for you to name your favorite network. So the question was not, your life partner runs what network? Hi, Andy, it's Dan. Are you done with the live show? The live taping of it? The Griffons are just running all over the place. We lost a Griffon. I know, very. I purposely didn't tell you before you talked to the Real Housewives of Orange County.
I'd be worried about them up here because you're on the, you're on a high floor.
Yeah, also because I'd throw them out off the balcony. Believe me, you shouldn't worry about them because they might jump out. Because within seconds, I'd fucking eject them. They'd get jettisoned out through my fucking arm, my all-county third base fucking arm. The last great throw I would make is one of your fucking Griffons right into the Hudson River, baby. Out of a gluten-free sausage stand. Hit a millennial yuppie with a fucking beard on the head. Hopefully kill him. And then fall and drown into the fucking Hudson River, which is filled with disgusting rhetoric. But so again, am I being immature? Am I? Are the younger people? Do you think it's funny if you know Tim Cook is gay, and someone says, "Are you going to create a back door?" Do you want to create a back door for the FBI? Wants you to, a masculine guy called him up from the FBI and said, "Listen, we need you to create a back door." How dare you? You're talking to Tim Cook. And again, he doesn't talk like that at all. But in 1988, we would make him talk like that. That would be, I guess it was mean. In 1988, if I was on Stern, well, fucking dude, I did this on Stern with people much less important. Yeah, this would be the bit. In my early years of Howard, the bit would be, this is how comedy has changed. Howard, rightfully so, would probably never think of this now because there's no scumbag to do it. There's no scumbag to do the bit. But in the old days, he would do the bit. Because it was a different time. It was looser humor, whatever the fuck. And, even though Tim Cook just speaks, he's a regular smart person, the bit would be something like, listen, I am not letting you. I am not for getting into people's phones, and here's why. Okay? I'm not creating a backdoor. Okay? Even though the backdoor we have now has a lot of negatives. I'm not creating this, but I'll tell you why. Well, listen, here's a scenario. Again, this is not me. I'm just giving you a scenario, and you tell me, I guess you live your life like Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, but here's a scenario, and again, this is not me. Say you're at a best friend's bachelor party, and you mistake one of the midget strippers for a friend's pet cat, and you're on videotape blowing a cat. Again, not me. And that's on your phone. It's on your server. Are you for this? Are you for this? Are you for the code being decoded? Say you're on say again. This is not me. Say a partner of yours in business videotaped you on vacation with somewhere in Fire Island, making out with a poster of Lyle Alzado. We go Lyle, moaning the name Lyle as you're making out with a poster of Lyle Alzado. Just say that. Say that's it. That's it. I mean, not me again. Then maybe you'll know why I don't want to create a back door. Back door. Oh, fuck. With a straight... Okay, it's a better world. It's a better world. You people are more mature. We're just immature fucks.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm just going to not do it. I'm not going to dignify these scumbags who want that bit to be... The other people want that bit. I'm not going to dignify them. I'm not going to do it. If you want to hear it, go to artielang.org. Dan, you want to say something?
We were allowed to say fag until about 83 or 84, but we could not say faggot. We got fined for saying faggot, but fag was okay.
Who's we?
When I was working with Steve Dahl and Gary Meyer, two DJs in Chicago.
Right. Again, people don't know that information. You thought people knew that you were. How many followers do you have on Twitter?
I think 2,000, 3,000, something like that. Okay. They're all your fans. I only had like 12.
Thank you. I wanted to hear you say that out loud.
2,300.
I think that's more than Gino. I love it. We missed it when Gino wasn't here all week. There was no one calling themselves daddy here. Except Tim Cook. So Tim Cook right now is that's the major issue in the world right now. Whether or not the gay man who heads up Apple is going to create a backdoor for the FBI. Holy shit! Say for you to celebrate getting the job, you had the name of the company removed from your ass. Bobbing for apples. Say your partner in business went bobbing for the name of your company as a tribute. Say that was on your phone. Do you still want me to hack into it? Bastards! Again, Tim Cook doesn't speak like that. That's me doing a horrible stereotype. That's what we used to do when men were men. Men are not men anymore. We are Neil Patrick Harris. I love Neil, though. Neil's a friend. I kid Neil. Neil's a friend. Neil at the Celebrity Beach Bowl, I couldn't reach my sneakers, and he helped me put them on.
Really?
Oh, God, he was a nice guy. I was struggling to get my bright yellow sneakers on that I hated.
So you busted my fucking balls about...
They made me wear them. I think it's Tim Cook designed them. Put it this way, Neil Patrick loved them. I had an issue. Yeah, I couldn't reach them to tie. It's like, you've got to tie them. You're going on the red carpet. I said, thanks, man. I said to myself as I watched him. I watched him tie my sneakers and show Nick DiPaolo pictures of his kids and his partner, with his life partner, and I realized that guy plays the womanizer on How I Met Your Mother. The other guy's Nick DiPaolo. Jeb Bush is talking. I have to hear this. He's the most entertaining man on the planet. Jeb is talking.
Thanks, Megan.
just those two words. Thanks, Megan. He sounds like an idiot.
That's enough.
That's all you need. By the way, his slogan is Jeb with an exclamation mark. Ellen Cleghorn, the comedian from Saturday Night Live years ago, had a her own sitcom, and she gave critics an open opportunity. The name was Cleghorn with an exclamation mark. And the headline for the first review was Cleghorn, exclamation mark. Awful, exclamation mark. I'm thinking the same thing when I see Jeb, actually. Jeb's campaign. Jeb, retarded. He just sounds like an idiot. And my managers told me this today. This is true. Jeb Bush never got the rights to JebBush.com. This is how funny Donald Trump is. Who would do this? It's so immature. Jeb Bush never got the rights to JebBush.com. So Trump finds that out and buys it. And when you push in JebBush.com, it's a link to Trump's website. I mean, that's funny. I'm surprised he didn't create a video where it's like a play where Jeb Bush is like a monkey in it or something. He's got to... come on. Nobody cares anymore. You dumb brother. Why do they like his brother so much? Fox News plays into that, too. Of course, they're fair and balanced. Sean Hannity said this yesterday. It literally said fair and balanced underneath his name. And he said, should Barack Obama be allowed to choose the next Supreme Court justice? No. He screwed up the country and ruined it enough. Here's O'Reilly. Fair and balanced. Again, I'm not for anybody. I like watching Fox News. I'm not a guy. I treat everything differently. I just when something's funny, you point it out. That's hilarious. Fair and balanced. The only thing fair and balanced is Brett Baer's head. Now that guy's an efficient guy, Brett Baer. Brett Baer's got a work ethic like you never saw before. There it is. It says when you push in JebBush.com, do it. It goes right to a picture of Donald Trump making the victory sign. It says "Making America Great Again."
That is fantastic. I want to fucking vote for him just for that.
And listen, if you punch in moron, Jeb Bush comes up. More on exclamation mark. I gotta pee. All right, so
Wait.
I'm sorry. So in closing, Dan and I both agree that the hottest chick on Fox News is Dana Perino.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
Is it Perino?
Yeah, Dana Perino.
Oh yeah, she's fucking. Oh god, she comes. When she's a sleeper whore, she comes around the side there, man. She's just fucking. Oh my god, she's perfect looking. That face is chiseled. And, I catch myself lying about, trying to sound smart or anything, because Dan said I don't agree with anything she says. And I kind of agreed. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of what I usually do. I'll give you the bullshit version, and I'll give you an example of if I always told the truth. This is how hot I think she is. Dan asked me if I agree with what Dana Perino says.
Artie, do you agree with what Dana Perino says?
I can't agree with everything she says because she's very, very to the right. And of course, I'm more of a moderate. I'm in the middle. And, I can't, I think she's beautiful, but I can't agree with everything she says. I have to preface it with that. And, now I'll give you me if I was being truthful. Go ahead, ask me the same question.
Artie, do you agree with everything Dana Perino says?
I've never heard a word she said. Couldn't tell you what she sounds like. Oh, I'd love those fucking blue eyes to look up while she's sucking my cock.
Oh, God.
Just look up and go, are you going to vote Tuesday? Are you going to, have I convinced you at all? Are you going to vote for, Romney? Are you done yet, bitch?
Oh, God.
Did I give you permission to talk? Yeah. My cock is curved to the left. It's your job to get it to the right. Then I'll tell you what I'm fucking about. And no, we can't have a threesome with Anderson Cooper. I don't care how well you got along at the fucking at Nick and Tony's in the Hamptons. All right? No. None of them. Well, no, I don't want to have dinner with Jake Tapper and his wife. I want to tap you. Burrito. Fucking great spot tonight on Kelly File. You fucking whore. That's, of course, me talking dirty. I don't believe any of those things. Dana Perino, yeah, so she is real. But she's just, she's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yeah, again.
Would you ask her to call you the commander-in-chief of comedy since you worked for Bush?
I'd say something much funnier. Chief of comedy?
Commander-in-chief.
Oh, I get it, but I'm saying, I'm sorry about that joke. Why is Dan here? I don't know, Dan. I don't know. He usually stays in his room. When I have a chick over from Fox News, he usually he likes to run jokes by me. Will you call the commander-in-chief? Dan. I'm with Dana. I have a quick, she's going to love this, and she's going to think it's so funny. We were talking earlier. I got to lock the door from now on. I'm sorry, Dan. I will. I'll lock the door from now on. We talk about the opening monologues sometimes. What is commander-in-chief of comedy? I don't know, Dan. I don't know what it means. Makes no sense. I've heard of king of comedy. I know. I guess he made that leap. Point is, we got to get back to me and you. Seeing eye to eye. We got to get back to this relationship. This bipartisan relationship. We got to make sure this bipartisan relationship doesn't turn bisexual. I'm an independent, though, you know. Have you ever dated somebody that is votes like me? You, of course, vote Republican, and I, of course, can't vote. I'm a convicted felon. Do you have a lot of these relationships? Please get Google Dana Perino. Is it Perino? Am I saying it right?
Dana Perino.
Oh, my God, she is so hot. Fucking A, man.
Is that a Paisan name?
What do you think? Of course it is. Perino. Are you nervous? Yes. Come on, you're smart enough to know that's Italian. I apologize. Of course you're Italian. Dan should know that. He's trying to break the ice. I told him if he doesn't hear anything, come in because I might have strangled you. Who's that? That's Stacy Pressman and Mike Machete. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. They're here. Who's that guy? I know, it's very disconcerting. Never you mind. He's got a new show on A&E. Mark Wahlberg. You know the show Wahlburgers? Yeah. He's got a show called Ass Burgers. After Wahlburgers. I don't know, new Ass Burgers. Machete works the fryer. So what I want you to take away from today's podcast is this. The fact that in the old days, we were able to not only point out, actually joke about the fact that the head of Apple, Tim Cook, is a gay man. And he's being asked on the FBI on national TV, and it's being repeated by every major news organization and news anchor on national TV every 4 seconds. Tim Allen, the gay CEO of Apple, is being asked by the FBI if he could create a new backdoor. And today's society has gotten to the point where we are not only a group of people that don't laugh at that, we just don't even acknowledge it. And you might say that that's good. It's a good thing for growth. It means the country got mature and we don't fucking, pause and laugh and giggle at stupid bullshit. I say, how's my stand-up act going to survive? Homophobia. No, of course not. I'm happy about it. And from now on, I've gotten strong. I've gotten every time they say backdoor and Tim Cook, I completely, I don't. It doesn't even affect me. I definitely don't put a towel to my face and laugh. All right, lots going on. We wanted to point that out about the political correctness of the world. It's an insane world we're living in today, and I'm here to report on it. I'll end with most of the opening scene of Miller's Crossing. This is a movie by the Coen brothers that I can't get out of my head lately. It's from 1990. I love the fucking movie. Another classic Coen brothers movie, not talked about enough. The great Gabriel Byrne is in it. It's got an amazing two performances, like supporting actor performances in it. One is by a guy named John Polito, who plays the local mafia don, who's Italian mafia don in a Chicago type city in 1930s type era, like a sort of a Damon Runyon period piece, Depression era gangsters in a city like Chicago. So Polito's the Italian guy, and Albert Finney. Just an amazing actor. One of my favorites. He plays the Irish mobster. And this is the opening scene of Miller's Crossing. I can't get out of my head. Again, this is not from the very beginning. I'll start a few seconds and bear with me. This is not verbatim, I guess, but it's as close as anybody you know is going to fucking come to it. Again, this is no script in front of me. The opening scene of Miller's Crossing. You'll be hearing John Polito. You'll be hearing Albert Finney. You'll be hearing Gabriel Byrne and somewhat of an actor named... whose name escapes me, but he plays a guy called the Dane. Here we go. But as soon as I place a bet with this Bernie Birnbaum, all the fucking odds go out of the water. He's selling the sheet. He knows I like a short thing. He's selling the information. I fix the fight. All of a sudden, outside money comes pouring in. The odds go straight to hell. And that means an extra few $1,000s that should be riding on my hip is riding on somebody else's. So that brings us to this question. Ethics. Bernie Birnbaum ain't got him. That's why we want to kill him. You want to kill Bernie. Yeah. What's that look, Leo? I'm talking about Bernie Birnbaum. I pay off to you every month like a greengrocer. A lot more than a schmata. And I'm sick of getting a hi-hat. Anybody else know about the fix? What about the fighters? You pay the tank out. We only pay fighters that we can put the fear of God into. You place any other bets? Any other bookies know about the fix? I place an occasional bet with Mink LaRue. But it ain't Mink. I'll vouch for that. How do you know? Mink is Eddie Dane's boy. Of course, the Dane always knows about the fix. And what the hell is that supposed to mean? Let it drift. It just means a lot of people know. And maybe you ain't been listening. Yeah, a lot of people know. That's why we come to this question of Bernie Birnbaum, the schmata kid. Ethics. He ain't got any. That's when we know it's him. So you want to kill him. For starters. Sorry, Casper. Bernie pays for protection. Leo, I'm not asking you permission. I'm telling you as a courtesy, I need to do this thing. So it's going to get done. And I'm telling you as a courtesy, you'll have trouble. You came to see if I'd kill Bernie. Well, there's your answer. As far as what I know and what I don't know in this town ain't worth knowing. The cops ain't closed none of your dives, and the DA hasn't touched any of your rackets. We ain't put a license to kill bookies, and today I ain't selling any. So take your flunky and dangle. I'm sick of coming up here, Leo, and having to ask you permissions for stuff. I'm too big for that now. You understand? I'm sick of coming up here and having to kiss your Irish ass. And I'm sick of the high hat. You's fancy pants, all yous. Johnny, you're just as big as I let you get, no bigger, and don't forget it ever. That's right, Leo. I'm just some schlub and you're a big shot. You're a big shot and I'm just some schlub. Likes to get kicked around. Twist the pig's ear, watch him squeal. Bad play, Leo. You woke up the wrong side this morning. Same side as always. That's what I mean. You still owe that money to your bookie, Lazar? I can make it right for you. No, thank you. Come on, I'll make it right for you. Yeah, people think poorly of you if I let them break your legs. And they'd say I had it coming. And they'd be right. But I tell you what, call me a big-hearted slob. I'm going to fix it for you. I'm going to do that this very night. Watching you mope around takes away all my, what do you call, joie de vivre? Joie de vivre. Well, if you're going to laugh at me, to hell with you. To hell with you. I'll square myself with Lazar, if you don't mind. That's why God invented cards. There is one thing you can do for me. Name it. Think about what helping Bernie gains us. Think about what offending Casper loses us. Come on, Tom. You know what I don't like to think. Yeah. Well, maybe you ought to think about starting. This is the opening music. The opening of Miller's Corner. Again, I fucked up a lot there. God damn it, I was so nervous for my performance. The point is, that's basically, this is as close as some gutter snipe like myself is going to get. I can't stop doing it. The part where just the monologue where Albert Finney goes, the chunk where he goes, you came here to see if I'd kick if you killed Bernie. Well, there's your answer. As far as what I know and what I don't know in this town ain't worth knowing. The cops ain't closed none of your dives, and the DA hasn't touched any of your rackets. You ain't bought a license to kill bookies, and today I ain't selling any. So take your flunky and dangle. Talk about nailing it, Albert Finney, man. I'll try that again. This is what it's like rehearsing for a big play. You have to sit through this. You came here to see if I'd kick if you'd kill Bernie. Well, there's your answer. As far as what I know and what I don't know in this town ain't worth knowing. The cops ain't closed none of your dives, and the DA hasn't touched any of your rackets. You ain't bought a license to kill bookies, and today I ain't selling any. So take your flunky and dangle. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. I'm Artie Lang.
I felt like I was watching a young brand of a streetcar named Desire.
A young Marlon Wayans. That's today's podcast. At this point, we're just getting silly.